everyone, my name is Madison. I was officially initiated into Transcendental Meditation, and I wanted to share what actually happened. No like mysticism, no hype, just my honest experience. So I wanted to try Transcendental Meditation because I moved to this town, Fairfield, where the culture here is like half small rural Iowan town, half meditators. If you go out like shopping on the square, there's what look like Hindu related religious artifacts for sale like everywhere. When I go thrifting, I find meditation related things constantly. Ayurveda is a huge thing here. And there's these big, giant golden domes that like you're not allowed to go in because they're for meditators. And so it's just very like interesting and secretive. A little bit about this town. There's a college here, the Maharishi School. And my understanding is Maharishi, who is a spiritual figure, passed away, came to this town and for the college and said, let's set up this college here. And they had tons of pundits come from India to begin meditating. And since then, those people aren't here anymore, but people like Jim Carrey, Oprah have been here. They've stayed for, I think, retreats. But Jim Carrey gave like the commencement speech at the school. And they do have like a K-12 program here, which is technically why I'm here, because this is my husband's hometown. We moved here from Minneapolis because he got a job offer at this new restaurant venue thing that's opening up. And well, that was a big change. It's been really nice because I do have a history in meditation and spirituality. And so I feel like this is a nice, quiet era of my life. But my husband, Forrest, went to the Maharishi School when he was a kid. So did his brother and his little sister. And so they have been meditating their whole lives. And Forrest meditates, I think, pretty regularly. I see him just try it whenever emotions run high. And it seemed like a really interesting, useful tool for him. And my history of meditation seems very different than TM. So I'm curious. I'm just curious. This whole town is based around this concept. So what is going on here? What is so special? You know? My meditation background prior to this, when I was 17, I did the RYT 200 program, Registered Yoga Teacher 200-hour program. And I was taught, that was the first time I was really taught how to meditate, which I believe we did Zazen meditation, which is effective for me. I liked that. I've also done just on my own time, like guided meditations and that sort of thing, which is a very different experience, very, very different, but also good. And then just mindfulness practices. But I consider, for me, like true meditation to be sitting quiet, focusing on your breath, letting thoughts drift away, and just kind of being in this like, ah, kind of space, you know? But my experience has been that it like takes a lot of focus. It is a lot of effort to meditate. And what I've heard about TM is that it's the opposite. It is effortless. You'll probably hear me say that a million times this video, but I think that is such an interesting concept. What I was hoping for in this experience is stress relief, primarily. Curious about the place my husband grew up in, what the culture is like here, wanting to dive into that. Curious about the school and the meditators and all of that on its own. But primarily, I just wanted to be back in like a spiritual space. I've done several certifications throughout my life. I did life coaching, I did Reiki, and I always feel the best when I am in a space where other people are talking about being spiritual, exploring spirituality, and I've been really craving just being in that space again. So what transcendental meditation is just repeating a mantra effortlessly, sitting comfortably, and allowing yourself to transcend into this place of deep rest. The goal is not necessarily like to completely empty your head, as it seems to be with other kinds of meditation. Thoughts are welcome. Thoughts are, in fact, part of the process. We just accept them as they come, let them go, easily favor the mantra over thoughts, and focus on getting to this place of de-stressing. So why is an initiation ceremony required? Why can't we just do this whenever we want? It is primarily to, first of all, teach how to do it correctly, to formally receive a personalized mantra, and to honor the traditional lineage of teachers. I'll insert a picture here. This is the lineage of teachers where this knowledge has been passed down through. Maharishi is the one at the bottom, and right above him is Guru Dev. He credits all of his knowledge to Guru Dev. But like I said, this is ancient wisdom that has been passed down through all these people. So now we'll go through the 4-day process. And at the end, we're going to go to the meditation domes for the first time. I have not, as of when I'm recording this video, I have not been yet. And so I'm really excited to go. So I will see you later. And here's the 4-day course.
Okay, you guys, today is the day. I'm trying Transcendental Meditation. I'm meeting up with this woman. She's 70-something. Her name is Olga. And something about initiation, something about a ceremony. She told me to bring 2 sweet fruits, so I have 2 bananas, and also 6 flowers. So I got some flowers from the store. What is that about? What does that mean? I didn't know if I should get like assorted flowers. I have never been in this situation before. So hopefully what I have is good enough. I've meditated not every day, but a lot of days for the past 10 years. Zazen meditation though, like focusing on my breath and stuff. And this is supposed to be totally different. This is supposed to be a completely different game. So I'm very excited to see what happens. There's a lot of, it's just very mysterious right now. Side note, just got the very first matcha of my life. I just tried it. It's good. I like it. Very grassy. Tastes like the earth. Sweet though. Okay, I have about 20 minutes till I have to go in. I'm a little nervous. It's fine. It's fine. I almost didn't come today. I've been kind of like in a rut for the past week. I've actually already rescheduled this appointment. This is like the second time that we're supposed to be meeting. But I feel like, I don't know, when you're depressed, like the best things for you are the hardest things to do. And this is definitely the best thing for me at this moment. I'm very caffeinated. That's probably not great before meditation. But the alternative, honestly, was sleep in bed all day. So I'll take it. But I will let you guys know what happens. Probably not a lot. Probably a lot of just like sitting still and being quiet. So I don't know. I'm probably not going to film a ton in there, but I will definitely debrief you. Hello, it is actually a week later. Last time there wasn't really much to say because I was there for 4 hours, but we just talked about writing. We're both writers, and we postponed until this week because I'm a gardener, if you know what I mean. And she said quit, and so I did. She said give TM like a good 6 months, like a good earnest try, and then if I want to, I can continue, but honestly, I don't want to anyway, so I'm happy with quitting. And she wanted at least a week's time for me to like get, I don't know, mental clarity or something. So I'm back. Turns out the bananas and the flowers were for like a ceremony that we will be doing today. So I brought back some flowers and some bananas, and we'll see what that's about. but I should have more information for you today.
Hello, it's later. Let's talk about what happened in the past 2 sessions I had. It has been 2 sessions since you last saw me. So, in that first one, it was very brief. It was so fast. We had the ceremony. I went into this small white room where a big picture of Guru Dev was. Guru Dev is Maharishi's guru. He is his teacher. Maharishi credits him for everything that he knows. And we put the bananas and the flowers up on it's an altar, I guess. It's an altar. And there were these little gold plates with some kind of oil, some kind of grain, incense, a candle. And I was told, just sit back and observe. And so my teacher began singing in Sanskrit, and it went on for kind of a while. She, very ritualistically placed the flowers into the oil, sprinkled the grain or whatever it was on the offering plate in front of Guru Dev. It went on for quite a while. She bowed, and then she stood up and she told me what my mantra is. You're not supposed to tell anyone what your mantra is once it's given to you. And it's not even really a mantra, it's just like a sound. It doesn't have to have any meaning. It's not like an actual word. It's just a sound that you say in your head when you're meditating. And it's very personal to you. So I won't tell you what mine is, but just imagine, what is that word? Is it onomatopoeia? I think it's onomatopoeia. Just some kind of sound that you repeat in your head. And she had me meditate then for 10 minutes using my mantra. And that went okay. I was trying to keep my mantra perfect and exact. And my teacher explained to me afterwards, it's not that deep, basically. It's not that big of a deal. Let the mantra do what it wants to do. Meaning, say your mantra was flower. That's a real word, but imagine it was flower, and in your head you're like, flower, flower, and really trying to pronounce it every time, but the rhythm keeps changing. Or maybe you want to say flower or flower based on the rhythm of your breathing, of what the meditation wants to be. She said it's not that big of a deal. Just let it do whatever it wants to do, because as opposed to other types of meditation where we are actually very much focusing very intently, the point of this is to not focus. It's supposed to be effortless. It's supposed to be transcendental. And so the point is to repeat this mantra over and over until you lose it unintentionally. You get into this point where you realize, or you don't realize, that you're not saying the mantra anymore, and you're just kind of floating in this heady, ethereal space. And that's successful. That's how you know that you've done it, even if it's only for a moment. And so that first meditation, I was trying really hard to do it right. When in reality there's nothing to do, there's no doing. And she explained that to me, and I felt like my meditations afterwards went a lot better, because I was kind of allowing my brain to just flow and let go and do what it wanted to. I had a lot of other thoughts popping up, and I was trying to let them pass so that I could focus back on my mantra. And I think I did a pretty good job of that. But something that kept bubbling up for me was I just kept feeling irritated and
That's happened to me before when meditating. Sometimes emotions bubble up, and I thought it was because I was trying to like stick to my mantra and it wasn't working. And she told me a lot of times when we're meditating, emotions bubble up to be released, and our brains try to assign meaning to them when there isn't really one. It's just something on its way out. So when I'm feeling irritable, it's probably just anger that's been in my body, in my brain, that needs to come out. And in that situation, I'm just supposed to accept it, just allow it to be, observe it from like an outside perspective, just notice like how does this emotion feel in my body, breathe through it. And something interesting she told me was if you are sitting in meditation, and first of all, you're supposed to sit comfortably. There's no like, you need to be cross legged, you need to do whatever. She said, preferably not laying down, but if you're like sick or something, you can be laying down. Just sit comfortably. And I had a previous teacher who said, when you're sitting and the like itchiness comes, like I'll be sitting there and like my eyebrow will itch and then my head will itch and then something will tickle me over here, whatever. My previous teacher said, do not go for it. Just sit through it, observe it from an outside perspective, just notice it and let it pass. My current teacher said, we want you to be comfortable. So like if you have an itch, scratch it, whatever. Just move on, effortless. So that's interesting. And we'll see how that goes. And some of that information was given to me on the second day, which we'll talk about. In addition to that, we talked about, she told me I should be meditating 20 minutes 2 times a day. But after the 20-minute sessions, 5 to 10 minutes of rest, of laying down. And that if I come out of meditation too quickly or without those 5 to 10 minutes of rest, it could lead to irritability throughout the day. She also told me an image they use a lot when teaching TM is if you imagine like waves on an ocean, the surface of the ocean with the waves is like very rapid, moving a lot. And those are our thoughts. But if you go to the bottom of the ocean, it's always still. No matter how crazy the surface is, the bottom of the ocean is consistently peaceful. And when we meditate, what we're doing is drawing our awareness from this surface with the crazy thoughts, whatever, jumping into your brain, all the way down to the bottom, which is universal consciousness. That's what I learned for the past 2 sessions. I have another one today, so I will check in soon. Bye. Okay, hello, I'm home. Let's talk about what I learned the last 2 days of TM. Both sessions were pretty brief. The whole course was 4 days. The third day, what I learned, we talked just about like the mechanics of TM, the inward and outward stroke of meditation. So the inward stroke is getting closer and closer to deep rest, quieting our minds, and the outward stroke is bubbling back up to the surface and coming into like when we have thoughts. And they're both necessary because the outward stroke relates to stress relief, I guess. To be honest, I don't know if it's just like that it went over my head or that there wasn't that much there to get. I don't think it needed a whole day. And I wish actually that the last day had taken up more time of the third day because we really got into a lot of the science and philosophy, and I think that needed way more time. But so what we learned on the fourth day is the stages of being: awake, sleeping, dreaming. And we have certain brain waves that are associated with each of those. Scientists have done experiments where like if you have a person hooked up to a machine in another room, you'll be able to tell
if they are awake, sleeping, or dreaming based on the data in front of you because they are distinct from each other. But then during TM, what was discovered was alpha 1 waves, which are not like generally found in normal people, but they are found when you do TM. So that's a completely different state of being. It's like a new way to use your brain that like the general population doesn't use, which is crazy. That's insane. And it's, you get the amount of rest in alpha 1 state that you do in REM, but like faster in like a more condensed period of time. So that's cool. We talked a little bit after TM, there's a state of being called cosmic consciousness. And that is kind of like realizing that like I as an individual am unbounded. I am infinite. I am not the things I describe myself as. Like I could say I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a writer, I'm a cat owner. And like, I guess, but what I am is beyond all those things. If all of those things were different and I had different characteristics, different experiences from my life, I would still be this infinite thing. And the next state of being is God consciousness, which is when we're stressed out, the way that we perceive the world is reflective of our inner state. And so when we're stressed out, everything kind of is not interesting. But when we are de-stressed, we feel awe about regular general things. Grass, when we're stressed out, might just be grass, might even be annoying because I have to mow it. But when we are de-stressed and in awe of the world, attached to God consciousness, then we notice how the grass smells. We notice how it sways slightly in the wind. We think, what did it take for this blade of grass to exist? How many millions of years of evolution and coincidence did it take for this blade of grass to be in front of me right now? What did it take for me to be at all right now? How many of my ancestors had to fall in love with each other? Again, all the years of evolution, all of the like potential things that I could be or not be, and I'm here at all, is incredible. And staying in that frame of mind, realize what a miracle literally everything is. How fortunate it is to get to be here to experience the world for what it is. And the last one, unified consciousness, I think it is, that's like individual or cosmic consciousness, except universal consciousness is not only am I unbounded, but everything and everyone else is also unbounded. Meaning, like we were saying, I am infinite. I am not just my experiences. I am not just the things that I attribute to my being. I am being. So is everything else. Everything else is just atoms. When you get really down to it, everything, it goes down to atoms, down to electrons, down to whatever. When you get as tiny as you can go, what we have discovered is that everything is energy vibrating, meaning everything and everyone is made up of the same thing, energy. And energy can be changed, it can be shaped, it is ever changing. And when you get down to that level, the lines between me and you get blurry. The lines between me and this bed get blurry. Obviously, on the level that we are experiencing life, we can say, for the sake of conversation, this is me, this is my bed. We have to function that way. But there are so many levels of being that we don't experience, like electromagnetic fields or Is that what birds can see? Birds can see something that we can't. I don't remember what it's called. Electromagnetic fields, is that it? I don't know. There's that. There are radio waves, there are other things, gravity, we can't see, but like we know it's there, you know? We know all this stuff is there. And it's all just energy. It is all made of the same stuff. We are not separate. We are infinite because the universe is ever expanding. We are made of the same thing that everything in the universe is made of. That's cool, you know? And when you think about that and you remember that, when somebody is a dick to you, it's a lot easier to let it go. Knowing that, like, that's literally scientifically, in essence, me. I don't know. We are all of the same substance. So when I'm looking at me and me is over there being unkind to me, I can have more compassion because that's me in different form. So is the earth. I need to treat the earth well because the earth is me. I want to be kind to others because they are all me, which is not like a new concept by any means. That's in a lot of religions. And Maharishi has said that's like ancient wisdom. And something I'm really passionate about is like, I want to become articulate enough so that I can convey these ancient practices into like modern language, you know? I feel like my brain is rotted, low-key, from scrolling, doom scrolling. But I used to be very articulate and I would like to do that again. And I think TM actually will help me get there. I think it's very good for your brain. We know that. They're running experiments all the time over there. But so that's basically everything I learned in my 4 days. I'm going to take you guys to meditate with me though, because hold on. Okay, I'll tell you this first and I'll tell you that. So there are meditation domes here in town that they built. There's a men's dome and a women's dome. And they're only for like super VIP yogis. I mean, not yogis. What are they called? People who meditate, not pundits either. It's some crazy word. So only they are allowed to meditate in there. But because I am now a student, since I've taken this course, I can go meditate in the men's dome at 3 p.m. on weekdays. So we'll go check that out, see what's going on in there. They tried to sell me more classes. The next one is talking about like how to live from TM space throughout like your daily life. And I don't remember what that costs, but it's like hundreds of dollars. This course was also hundreds of dollars. And I don't have that. So, but also they make you wait a couple months. They want you to be practicing TM for a while. Back in its heyday, they made you wait a year before you could do the continuing class. But they really want me to go on retreats. A weekend retreat is $500. A week-long retreat is $1,500. But you get room and board. So, I don't know. She told me that since I live in town here, it would be cheaper for me since I don't need a room or board most of the time. And if they like have a retreat going but they don't have enough people, she'll like call people who live in town to come in and give them discounted rates. So maybe I'll do that, and if I do that, I will vlog it. But we will go to the meditation domes to start with. Now also, okay, so like I said, this course was hundreds of dollars. It's a sliding scale, to be fair, based on your income. This was gifted to me, so price varies. My opinion is that if your goal is like global peace and wellness for like everyone, why is it hundreds of dollars, you know? Like, why is it not more accessible? And maybe it is. Maybe that sliding scale goes down to like $0 for people who need it. but I am suspicious. I need to like dig more into that. We'll see. And you know what? I'm not supposed to do this, but I think what was paid was a little crazy for what it was. And I'm going to teach you how to do it right now. We're going to do it together for free. What was gifted to me in my ceremony was a mantra. And you won't have one, obviously, but mine was just a sound. I'm not supposed to tell you, so you're just going to have to make up your own. It's just literally like a sound, like ka-ching, not that, but something like that. So first, we take 30 seconds. Just kind of soften your gaze. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Keep them closed. And now think of your mantra. It can match your breath. It cannot match your breath. It should be effortless. If it wants to be longer, let it be longer. If it wants to be shorter, let it be shorter. Louder, quieter. Let the mantra do whatever it wants to do. Let's say your mantra was ka-ching. If you, as you're breathing, realize, oh, it wants to be ka-ching, hing, 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 it can. That's okay. We're not setting anything in stone. We're just going with it. Breathing comfortably, sitting comfortably. If you have an itch, scratch it. We're not hyper-focused on anything. Everything is okay. Everything is effortless. It's okay if thoughts come up. We just observe them. We don't think anything about them. We don't put no shame or anything like that about it. No annoyance, no irritation. We just notice, oh, thoughts are happening. That's what brains do. Brains think. Thoughts happen. That's okay. We send them on their way. And we just effortlessly favor the mantra over the thoughts. If both happen at the same time, we're aware of the mantra and thoughts, effortlessly choose the mantra over the thoughts. And you just keep going like that for 10 to 20 minutes. I was told to do 20. And then instead of coming straight out of it, she recommended 5 to 10 minutes of rest, like laying down, resting, because it's too jarring to go from that state of meditation to your regular day. It can lead to being sleepy all day or irritability even. So that's all it is. That's literally all it is. It is just effortless mantra. That's all. It is nice to like be assigned your sound, It's fun in the ceremony. But I don't think you absolutely, you can have the benefits without being assigned a mantra. I think it's just fine. But next time you see me, we will be at the domes. So we'll go see what that's about. See you soon. Okay, pulling up to the domes. Where do I park? Here is the Maharishi Tower of Invincibility. Okay, we're here. Hopefully this is the right dome. I'm supposed to go to the men's one. That was locked. I don't know if that's the right dome or not. We have a little bit of extra time before it's supposed to start, so we should be good. We're gonna go check out the other dome and see if we can get in there. If you're curious, this is like part of campus. Nothing crazy. There's the K-12 school is like way over there. Okay, I just ran around a whole bunch just to park exactly where I was parked last time. I'm just walking over here now. It's not far. I just don't want to walk, but almost there. I called my husband to ask which is the men's. I think he said the bigger one. I think that's definitely bigger. Yeah, that's bigger. I don't know if you can see, but all the houses have this like thing on the top for like, I don't know, some energy thing, some like energy flow thing. Literally all these houses. I hope you can see that. But it's cool. It's for like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. The energetic flow of the house. Look at that house. Very cool. Okay, I've officially meditated in the domes. That was cool. It's a lot cooler in there than I expected it to be. It was just like me and two other guys in that whole big space. They were really young. They were like students at the college. So that was cool. It's open 5 days a week, so I'll probably go like every day. And the guy told me actually there's a morning one that I can go to as well if I'm interested. They just haven't been doing it because nobody's showing up. So I might show up. We'll see. Okay, so is TM worth it? Yeah, I would say so. I think after meditating over the amount of time that the course took, I feel light. I feel like I have clarity. I feel at peace and energized throughout my day. I think I do like it better than the meditating that I was doing previous to this experience because it's effortless. It just isn't hard at all. And when emotions bubble up, I can cope, I can handle it, I can sit through, let it pass by, and find my peace again. I really like it. I think TM is something that everyone should do at least once. Do I think it should be like a 4-day course to learn how to do TM? I'm not sure. I think if we had spent more time, like I said, on the philosophy and the history, absolutely. I think that's super important. Should it be a little bit more accessible to everyone? Yeah, for sure. But I do think ultimately I had a positive experience, and I'm really excited to continue doing this and see how it helps my creativity long term, my mental health long term. I'm really excited to have like a new tool in my toolbox. So thank you for coming on this journey with me. I had a great time. I hope you did too. If you're curious about meditation or spirituality or like nervous system stuff, I have a couple other videos up. I'm going to be posting more. Consider subscribing. And let me know if you've ever done TM, if you meditate in like a different style, what your experience has been. I'm very curious. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. See you next time. Bye.